She did not sleep. Not really. She closed her eyes, but her mind stayed awake. The rain had stopped hours ago. The city was quiet, but something inside her was not. It wasn't Daniel. It wasn't the argument. It wasn't even the wedding. It was something quieter. Something she refused to name. Morning light slipped through the penthouse glass. Soft, golden, unforgiving. Charlotte sat at the edge of the bed, still. Her phone rested beside her. No new messages. No missed calls. Daniel had left before sunrise. Early meeting, campaign donors, important people, important conversations. Her world was always important. And yet, this morning felt different. She stood, walked into the bathroom, looked at her reflection. Perfect hair, perfect skin, perfect future. She barely recognized herself. Her fingers touched the cold marble counter. The engagement ring caught the light. Brilliant, heavy, certain. She stared at it longer than she should have. Why am I thinking about him? The mechanic, grease on his hands, rain on his jacket, calm eyes. He had looked at her like she was not a headline, not a future senator's wife, just a woman standing in the rain. That look had followed her home. She told herself it was curiosity. That was easier. Curiosity sounds harmless. Curiosity does not change lives. Curiosity does not break engagements. Curiosity does not stay awake until sunrise. By the time she dressed, the decision had already been made. She did not announce it. She did not justify it. She simply picked up her keys and left. The city was softer in the morning. Wet pavement reflected pale sunlight. Traffic was light. The world had not fully awakened yet. Her car moved almost silently through the streets. She did not turn on music. She did not call anyone. She just drove. The garage looked different in daylight, less dramatic, less mysterious. Just brick, steel, oil stains on concrete. Ordinary. She parked across the street, sat there for a moment. What am I doing? Her hand tightened on the steering wheel. She could leave. She should leave. Instead, she stepped out. Inside, the air smelled like metal and coffee. Tools clinked softly somewhere in the back. Ethan stood beneath a lifted car, focused, unbothered. The door made a small sound when it opened. He glanced up, saw her, and nothing changed. No surprise, no tension. Just a calm nod. Morning. His voice was steady, grounded. Charlotte felt something in her chest shift. Morning. Her voice sounded softer than she expected. He stepped out from under the car, wiped his hands with a cloth. Car running okay? Yes. A small pause. It is. He nodded. Good. That was it. No questions, no assumptions, no comments about her coming back. Silence settled between them, not awkward, just present. He leaned against the workbench. I never got your name. Simple, direct, no weight behind it. She hesitated. Why? It was just a name. Charlotte. He nodded slowly, as if committing it to memory. He waited, not pushing, just waiting. She could have left it there, just Charlotte. But something inside her insisted on honesty. Whitmore. The word felt heavier out loud. Ethan's eyes shifted slightly. Not impressed. Not intimidated. Just processing. Whitmore. A beat. You're engaged to Daniel Whitmore. It wasn't a question. She braced herself. This was the moment. The shift. The calculation. The subtle change in tone. It never came. He simply looked at her. So, does your car still pull slightly to the left? That was it. Back to the car. Back to normal. Charlotte blinked. She had prepared herself for distance, for guarded behavior, for careful politeness. Instead, He stayed exactly the same. That unsettled her more than anything else. Yes, she said quietly. It does. He nodded. Let's check it. No ceremony, no drama, just movement. He crouched beside the tire, focused, professional, like her last name had never existed. Charlotte watched him. Why doesn't he care? Everyone cared. Everyone adjusted. Everyone measured their words around her. He didn't. He treated her like she was ordinary. And for the first time in years, that felt extraordinary. He stood. He nodded toward a small office space. There's coffee. She followed him. The room was simple. Metal desk, 2 chairs, a small window letting in light. No luxury, no marble, no glass skyline, just quiet. He poured coffee into 2 plain mugs, handed one to her. No hesitation, no awareness of status, just a gesture. She wrapped her fingers around the cup. It was warm, real, grounded. Busy morning? He asked. She almost laughed. You could say that. He didn't press. He didn't ask about politics, or the campaign, or her fiancé. He simply sipped his coffee. The silence between them was different this time. Less guarded, more aware. Across the city, Daniel stood in a bright office, hands shaking, smiles wide, crystal glasses clinking, donors laughing, promises being made. He spoke about the future, about change, about leadership. He did not know that Charlotte was sitting in a garage, drinking coffee with a man who did not care about power. Back in the garage, Ethan checked the alignment, adjusted, worked. Charlotte watched through the open office door. His focus was steady, confident, unrushed. There was something peaceful about it. No performance, no audience, just competence. She realized something quietly. When she was with Daniel, she felt like part of a plan. When she was here, she felt present. That difference was dangerous. He finished, lowered the car, wiped his hands again. All set. She stepped outside. The morning sun was brighter now. He stood beside her car, waiting, not lingering, not stepping closer than necessary. She looked at him. You didn't ask why I came back? He shrugged lightly. Cars come back? That almost made her smile. That's not what I meant. He met her eyes. I figured if you wanted to tell me, you would. Simple. No pressure. That freedom felt heavier than control. She opened her car door, paused. The world felt suspended for a second. The street was quiet, the city moving somewhere far away. She could feel him behind her, not physically close, just there. A presence, a steadiness. She almost turned around, almost said something, almost asked something she wasn't ready to hear. But she didn't. She got into the car, closed the door, started the engine. Through the windshield, she saw him step back toward the garage. No dramatic stare, no longing expression, just calm, as if he trusted the universe to handle the rest. She drove away, her hands steady on the wheel. But her thoughts were not. Some connections are loud, explosive, obvious. This one was quiet, almost invisible, and quiet things have a way of changing everything. That night, Charlotte lay in bed again, the city lights glowing beyond the glass, Daniel beside her, speaking about numbers, votes, meetings, strategy. She nodded at the right moments, smiled when expected, but her mind drifted back to oil-stained concrete, back to a simple mug of coffee, back to a man who did not care who she was supposed to be. She turned slightly in the bed. Daniel continued talking, unaware. For the first time, Charlotte felt the space between who she was and who she was becoming, and somewhere across the city. Ethan locked the garage, turned off the lights, and walked into the cool night air. He did not text her. He did not look her up. He did not chase. He simply went home. But before he closed his eyes, he saw her face again. And this time, he allowed himself to wonder